Oh, God.
Oh, my God, Andrew.
Jesus. Should I just read the plot and then we'll go from there? And
I guess, sure.
yeah. All right, in 1902, British aristocrat Orlando, Duke of Oxford, and his wife Emily and their young son Conrad visit a concentration camp in South Africa during the Boer War.
We never really...
While working for the Red Cross.
We never learned what war it was. We never learned why the people were
just supposed to
in
know.
Concentration camp.
Yeah. I didn't learn this in history class.
No.
But Emily is killed during a sniper attack on the camp, causing Orlando to determine that the world needs someone to head off such conflicts. I don't want to read this. I don't like this at all. I hate how this is worded. But yeah, the first scene, his wife dies. Why did you bring her there? Why did you bring your son there?
Right. How you're going to a concentration camp? You wanted to bring them to that?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Weird.
Hey, hun, I know what we're going to do today. We're going to go have a picnic out
and
by
she
the
said,
fire.
like, they're
going to go to a concentration camp.
The mom says that they're both working for the Red Cross, yet she stays in the car. She doesn't do anything.
Well, she runs...
I mean, she eventually gets out, but, like, you know...
Listen, you're adding sense to where there is no sense, Andrew.
What made the first two Kingsman movies great were, like, the awesome characters, like I said earlier. Mm-hmm. This felt like it was a parody of the Kingsman movies, like the Matrix Resurrections.
Yeah. Terrible.
Yeah. And then we have the nanny who looks just like the wife, just like the dead wife. And
strikingly similar.
We see the son training with the other guy, and they're having a knife fight, but she shoots them while they're having a knife fight.
So I guess she has special skills.
Yeah. And then the mystery bad guy who's Scottish.
Whoa, you're giving that reveal right now?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Whew.
His accent's so thick, you can't even understand what he's saying most of the time.
Listen, I'm Scottish.
Thank you.
Can't tell me. My friends and my family. I love these goats. And I think I might fuck some later.
Yeah, he beats the goats. And then he gives, he assembles a team of bad guys, and he gives them all these rings, and they all have different animals. And then they just rip off Reservoir Dogs. You've seen Reservoir Dogs.
I have not.
You're an idiot. There's a scene in Reservoir Dogs where, the bad guy's assigning all of them their names. He's like, you're Mr. Pink. And Steve Buscemi's like, why am I Mr. Pink? And he tries to trade. He's like, oh, I'll trade with you. You're Mr. Brown. Yeah, come on, we'll trade. And he's like, no, you don't get to trade. There's a scene where, like, the fucking bad guy who basically is Borat, if Borat was a fucking supervillain.
Yeah.
He's like, I got the tortoise. Someone trade with me. And it was like, yeah, okay.
My wife told me you have to have tortoise.
So one of those bad guys tries to kill them. He throws a bomb at them while they're at some fucking parade. No. And the son deflects it with the umbrella, but he deflects it into the car right behind them. So fuck those people.
Dead instantly. Also, your whole thing is that you don't want your son to be in any conflicts.
Yeah.
Yet you bring him to all these kind of dangerous places?
Yes.
In a lead car with the president? I mean, that seems like a pretty dangerous place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too many problems in this movie.
I mean, the first hour of the movie is the son, like, saying, I want to go to war, I want to help out, blah, blah, blah. And the dad's like, no, you can't, because he doesn't want to lose him like he lost his wife.
I want to be fucked by Rasputin.
But then he's like, yeah, exactly. But then he's like, oh, you failed to save mom. And as soon as he says that, the dad's like, okay, cool, well, let's go on these secret, suicide missions. Awesome.
Instead of
and for your first mission, I'm
beating him down?
Yeah. Your first mission, I'm going to pimp you out to this bad guy who likes young boys.
Oh, my God.
And then we have
older men.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We have a half an hour of homosexual jokes. Like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I only make decisions when my stomach is full or my balls are empty.
Oh, it was...
I think your son is trying to fuck me. And then he
trade places with your dad.
And then he blows his dad.
Let's see.
His dad got...
Take your pants off. I've never heard that in a movie. From a male to another male, I've never heard that dialogue. That was a first for me.
Take off your trousers. Yeah, the dad got shot in the leg in the first scene.
Eats his cake creepily.
12 years later, 12 years later, he's like, I will heal your leg. And he starts licking his upper thigh. And I guess he sucked, I don't know what. There's magic in this movie?
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know what.
I don't remember there being magic in the other Kingsman movies.
That's
technology.
This is the prequel.
Advanced technology, sure. But magic?
That was advanced technology back then.
There's also a scene where Borat like poisons a cookie, and then we immediately see the kid eat it.
Yep.
Like right away. He's like, oh, there it is. And then the kid eats it, and he's like, you want your son to die? I'll save him.
Oh my God, we didn't even talk about.
He probably had to blow the kid to save his life because that's what he does.
TMI. He probably did. No, we didn't even talk about. Was it the German chancellor or whatever, and his little hand?
Oh, his little deformed hand, which is just a random joke. Like
I don't know why they added that in there. So strange.
Very strange.
There's a lot of strange choices in this movie.
Yeah. So the three guys, the son, the father, and then their assistant. Played by what's his name?
Butler. He was the guy that was in the Fast and Furious movie.
He was. I forgot his name though. I don't know any of these actors' names, but yeah, they all can't kill the bad guy. All three of them struggle, and then the nanny comes in and just shoots him in the head. Why didn't you just do that in the first place?
Why did you
poison a cake? Why didn't you just shoot him in the head?
Terrible. Yeah, the nanny would prove to be one of the more badass people in the fucking TV show.
Yep.
A movie show.
Yep. And then we have Aaron Taylor Johnson from the Kick-Ass movies. He also played Quicksilver in Avengers 2.
Daimjen Hansu?
Huh?
That's a tough name to say.
Digimon
Hansu?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
DH, yeah.
DH.
Again, Aaron Taylor Johnson from the Kick-Ass movies. He was Quicksilver in Avengers 2. He was in Tenet. He just plays a random character, but I guess they're setting this up for future movies. I can't see that happening. Unless like Netflix or Amazon Prime is like, yeah, sure, we'll buy the movie. Like, I can't see this being released in theaters like a sequel to this one.
Why not? There's nothing else going on in the theaters.
I think it only made like $4 million like opening weekend.
Did it really?
Yeah, it did not do well at all.
Wow.
For some reason, they were like, yeah, let's release it the same weekend as Spider-Man. That's smart.
Oh, wow, that's a problem.
Or like, I think it was the week after, but still, it's not going to work. So the son finally gets to go to war because he's 19. I guess he had to be 19 back then, not 18, or in Britain maybe.
Yeah, weird,
Turns
right?
19.
18 isn't legal age.
He goes to war,
is?
and then his dad keeps trying to stop him, like he wants to send him home. So he orders that he be sent home. But then he sends Aaron Taylor Johnson in his place, and he's pretending to be Aaron Taylor Johnson's character now.
Yeah,
and he dies because of that.
He does.
And when he dies, it does not take much at all for me to get emotional in movies, even if they're bad movies. If something emotional happens and it's like, it's so sad. The son dies, and I was just like, yeah, all right. Like, I wanted him to die. I hated his character. He
was annoying.
I didn't like anyone in this movie. There were no likable characters in this movie.
No, I mean, the dad was kind of cool.
The dad was an asshole. He got his wife killed, and then he's the reason why his son died because he kept making things tough on him.
Towards the end, he was fine, but yeah, no, he was an asshole. His son was strange.
His son was terrible.
His son was strange. He really, really wanted to get a fucking medal. I don't know.
He got his medal.
I mean, it's like his dad was showing him every fucking day. Look at my medal, son.
Yeah.
You're never going to be like me. Why did he want that so badly? Why?
His son was like a shitty Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
He saw his mom die, and he's like, I'm going to fight, but I suck. He's such a little bitch. So when he died, I was like, yeah, all right, that's fine.
No, so okay. He finds that the spy at night, right?
Yeah.
And he waits until the dawn to run across the lines?
Yes.
What?
I don't know. I guess he had to rest up.
Up, I guess. And
maybe by the time it got to him, it was already starting to come morning.
Listen, but you're adding logic to a place where there's no logic.
There's no logic in this movie.
Logic.
There's no fun in this movie. That's the other thing. The final scene was the only part where there was any fun.
When the goat stabbed.
Well, hold on, but like, I mean, that final action scene had some good stuff, but like, it's like you just don't care about this movie.
No.
So the dad's all sad because his son died, and then the nanny walks in and kisses him. That was so random.
And quits.
And quits. And then he's like, "No, you're not. You cannot quit."
All with the wife's giant fucking portrait
with the
in
wife
the
looking.
Background. It's fucking creepy,
It was
bro.
so random.
Fucking creepy.
They had no sexual tension. Like when I first saw her, I was like, "Oh, she just looks like the wife. I guess they'll hook up." But then, like for the next hour and a half, nothing.
Yeah.
And then at the end, she just randomly kisses him.
Yeah.
It's like you should hate him too. He's the reason why his son's dead. He's the reason why his wife's dead. He's probably going to be the reason why you die at some point.
Well, I mean, she could have died in that shack being shot at. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
Why are you following this man?
And then we find out that the bad guy, the main bad guy, is blackmailing President Woodrow Wilson with a sex tape from the 1920s. A sex tape in the 1920s.
That was fairly farcical.
Holy shit.
Fairly
I mean, this
farcical.
movie's ridiculous. This movie's ridiculous.
Yes.
It's so very hard trying to be a comedy. The other two are great action comedies. This one, no.
Lame.
Very lame.
Lame. Capital L.
And again, the final action scene was good, but it was too little too late. Mm-hmm. The mystery bad guy reveal was so underwhelming. He was just this side character for like that was in a couple scenes. Right. He was dorky and lame, and then it's like, it's me, and then you're like, oh, it's you.
I loved it
sucks.
when they finally did the reveal, and then they go back through the scenes like
to remind you.
Should have seen it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess.
And I was like, should have seen it. I don't even know who this is.
Right. So this whole movie
I was
could
like,
have
is
been
that the guy from the... Oh, it is? Oh, that's stupid.
This whole movie could have been avoided if the British Army did a little bit more background.
Yeah. And what was his motivation? He just hates Britain because they took over Scotland?
Scotland, I imagine that was it. They wanted Scotland to retake Britain.
Is that what he said? Did he say that?
I don't know if he said it explicitly, but I think that was his motivation, was to retake Britain.
Hold on.
Because if you had... This whole point was to have everyone fighting everybody so that he could overtake England.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the plot that I understood.
Okay, because I was so uninterested, I didn't even pay attention. Yeah. Ooh, he's the shepherd. Get it? Because he has goats. Or he has sheep. Or he has sheep and goats. Or...
Oh, yeah. No, I got it. It was pretty heavy, Andrew. They beat me over the head with it a few times. And, you know, he cut the horn off of one of the goats.
The bad guy would have won. He would have taken over England if he didn't just abuse his goats. He lost. He was about to kill the main character of the film, but he dies because one of his goats turns on him.
Yeah.
Can you think of anything stupider?
No, I can't.
And then he falls off the cliff.
It's terrible. Terrible. Andrew, this movie was awful.
Hold on a minute, because we have one more thing to mention. The mid-credit scene. There's still a couple of bad guys from the bad guys crew that are still alive, and they're like, okay, we're gonna set up our own crew now, and oh look, we have a new guy. And then in walks this very handsome-looking young man who says, "Nice to meet you. I'm Adolf Hitler."
And he looked like nothing like Adolf Hitler.
No.
Nothing.
No. I don't think Adolf Hitler was a fucking male model.
Hi, I'm Adolf Hitler, swimsuit edition.
Like, I get it. Like, movies are, mostly played by good-looking people. But you don't cast a model to fucking play Hitler.
No.
Hitler was very, very ugly.
Very, very strange casting choice for sure.
And even if you got a good-looking person to play him, you make them ugly with makeup and stuff.
Yeah. It's fairly simple. They do it all the time.
Hitler.
Andrew.
Please don't make this movie. Don't make this movie.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Ugh.
But it's not one that we'll review.
By the way, the critics were right this time because Rotten Tomatoes, the critics score 42%. It's rotten. Audience score 80%. Who are these psychopaths? That's what I want to know.
Well, I've got one psychopath for you, Andrew. This was from IMDb. They ranked this 10 out of 10. And
Who's they?
Rebecca Shaw.
This is just a fan.
Yeah. They have the reviews afterwards. I love this film. The true to life aspects woven into the story, I really enjoy and was done well. And it was done well.
Nope.
The action was great.
No.
Really original fight scenes filmed originally too. The story running throughout was perfect with a good balance of emotion.
Perfect.
It was exciting and enjoyable. Last paragraph. Great action by the lead characters as well, who you really root for. I didn't once. There isn't any areas I could say needed improvement. It was the best film I've seen in a long time. How is this not rated higher on IMDb? Is beyond me. Rebecca,
you're an idiot.
You're an idiot.
I hate you, Rebecca.
Rebecca, what is your top favorite movies? That's
Tell me
what
this.
I want to know. Give me your top 5.
I think this and Matrix Resurrections. Wonder Woman 1984.
I need to look on her profile and see the other movies she ranked 10 out of 10.
Venom 2.
Yeah, there was quite a few people that it's 10 out of 10, but some of them were farcical. So
there's always going to be people that like the shittiest of movies.
It's very strange. This was another 10 out of 10 from Adam Keichel. This is a short one. The Kingsman is most definitely the best movie I ever saw. If you plan on seeing this movie, I suggest that you see this one. It talks about King Arthur in this movie.
Wait.
So this guy's just like a King Arthur fan, I guess.
Hold on. If you plan on seeing this movie, I suggest that you see this one. If you plan on seeing this movie, then I suggest you see it.
Well, don't listen to your friends like us, your lovable friends that tell you don't waste your money.
These could also be joke reviews because
that's the only ones I found.
How Did This Get Made takes reviews from 5-star reviews from people, but that's on Amazon. I guess
this is a 10 out of 10 review, Andrew.
Yeah, that's
this
true.
This is double 5-star. Terrible.
I mean, what would you if you had to rank it out of 10? It's like a 1, right?
Out of 10?
1 out of 10?
And no higher than a 2 for sure.
It's a 2 at the most.
Yeah. No, this was.
I never want to see this ever again.
I had no expectations of this movie going into it, and I felt awful.
You want to do awards?
Are there going to be awards?
Let's see. Let's try it.
Sure.
Worst dressed, the Borat guy. He was pretty disgusting.
Rasputin, right? Yeah, Rasputin was terrible.
That was his name.
Yeah, he was Rasputin.
That was his name in the movie.
That was who he was playing. He was playing Rasputin.
Okay.
You know who Rasputin is, right?
No.
He's a Russian.
He actually played a real person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is he a leader?
Did he have magical powers in real life?
I think he was kind of like a weirdo, kind of like how he played in the movie, but I don't think he was that farcical.
You don't think he was like a witch in real life?
No, I mean, we could get into some dark things that he did, but I don't know if we should talk about them.
Best dressed? I don't know.
The maid, maybe?
The maid. The nanny?
The nanny?
Why was she a nanny?
Why was she nanny in the
kid's 19 years old.
I guess her by default?
Sure. Worst acting?
Rasputin?
It was so over the top. God, best acting. I don't even know.
Best acting? None?
I can't think of anything. Or worst acting could also be the main villain.
Yeah. He played 2 characters.
Worst comment? I think your son is trying to fuck me.
Take off your trousers.
And then best comment? I only make decisions when my stomach is full and my balls are empty.
That's actually a pretty baller statement, to be honest.
Could be good. That could be a great line in a good movie.
In a better movie, right?
Yeah, in a better movie. Worst moment. My God.
Sucking on the dad's leg.
Yeah, right.
That was
Fair
terrible.
Enough. There was not one enjoyable scene in this fucking movie.
No.
Best moment, nothing. When it ended. When it was finally over.
Because
best moment is when I went back in time and stopped us from seeing this movie.
You did not, though. I tried to leave this movie 3 times. Andrew kept on wanting to fucking watch it.
Well, we have a job to do.
Listen, I think people would have got the point if we left it or not.
Maybe. Yeah. Because it didn't certainly get any better.
No. And for the people that really like this movie, please reach out to Andrew and I and let us know what you did like about it. Because I'm kind of worried about your mental well-being.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nothing like the original 2 movies.
No.
Terrible.